Magalang shout out. Magalang shout out sa inyong dalawa dyan. Today will be a different day because I will be attending speech class with Toastmasters. Good afternoon sa 3 million people in my house. Magalang shout out to the three of you. It's not actually a speech class of mine. I will be attending a speech class today. Magalang shout out sa 1 million thumbs up. Oh, hi, Jerry. Hello, my dear friend. Love your smile. Bless you. Okay, it's late in Chicago, but I give little love and support to you. Thank you very much, Jerry. God bless. Zoom link. Which one is better? Here? Regular shout out to you all. Saan akong Zoom eh? Zoom? No problem, Elle. I am so proud to have us. Friend, I know God blessing your life. I see it. You know how God used you. Thank you. Thank you so much. May suot akong agimat. Hi, Ace Mac. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Ace Mac. Sino naman yun? Sheila. Without God. Jerry said, without God, we don't go anywhere else. Yeah, that's right. How are you, Jerry? And how are you, Ace? How is your arm going? I am blessed, Elle. Thank God for life. Yes. We must thank God for everything, right?
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, I think if we schedule like a 30-minute workshop, we should be having like three speakers to make it functional for everyone.
And we have three.
There were three speakers and four, including me.
Oh, yes, yes, you're right. Mm. Hi, Manish. Hello, Elle.
first, and we need a table topics evaluator, if that's okay with you.
Sure, yes. Yep.
Wow, that's a very resounding sure. Ila.
So I will not be a table topic speaker.
No, that doesn't mean like that. I can be a one speaker evaluator. Don't let it stop you. And we don't have a language evaluator yet. We'll see what happens. And I don't have a timer yet because it's already 2:01. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's already 2:01. With your permission, we are going to start promptly at 2:05. We're just trying to fill in the roles and wait for other role takers. Sure. So we will start promptly at 2:05. It's now 2:02. We have 3 minutes to go. Hi, Emmy. Amy is here, so we have a timer. Alright, we just lucky. Hi. So you are our timer for today. I'm wondering if at least we can have not necessarily this evaluator, but at least an accounter. Any volunteers? Iris, can I trouble you to be an accounter, an instant accounter? And I will tell you what it is. It's very easy.
Okay.
You just have a pen and paper in front of you, and every time people mention like that, and you need to score it.
Score is a +1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the contest here is as many our counter that you count, the better for us because you call our attention to things like this. And something on my face, and I think it's the reflection of the light.
So that should be count or only the sound?
Only the sound. It could be or if there is an expression that yes, it, like some speakers say, you know, and they keep repeating that, you will also score that. So the idea is anything that doesn't contribute to a sensible rendition or giving the message of the speech that should be deleted, we should count it.
Okay, got it.
Fantastic. Sorry for giving you this rules, but I hope
It's okay.
it does include you from enjoying the entirety of the meeting because something really exciting for today.
Okay, I'll try my best.
I'm sure you will. We are nearly there. I'm just looking for our flyer. Okay, right. So I think we have enough role takers. Let me just repeat before we start our meeting. So our timer is here, Amy. Our table topics evaluator, if you have your agenda in front of you, will be Sheila. And our accounter, instant accounter, if you have instant photos, we also have instant role takers here, is Iris. And that, we give the floor to our president.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Julie. So it's a really exciting meeting that there's a couple of guests, Ellie, Iris, and Karina. Welcome you all. This is Saturday afternoon. Again, it's amazing because we meet with all of you today to have this regular Toastmasters meeting. And brief introduction to those who are new to Toastmasters Shulagu High. That's the name of our club. First off, what is Toastmasters? Toastmasters Club. It's a non-profit organization that helps that facilitates public speaking and gives training and practice platform for people to practice their public speaking skills. And Sumambuhay, that's a Filipino word, a Tagalog. That's spoken Filipino language, which means, which is a greeting word. We can say, Mabuhay, Julie. It's kind of like hello, Julie, greeting, Julie, okay? And then also have a double meaning, which means long-lived. When I say, Mabuhay, Julie, it's kind of mean long-lived Julie. And when we say Mabuhay Toastmasters Club, which is our name of the club, that means long-lived Toastmasters Club. Okay, so thanks a lot for all joining this meeting, and our executive committee is actually holding a workshop throughout these couple months, which enables the speaker to give some insights, which they have, okay, on some certain topics. So without further ado, I'll give the floor back to our Toastmasters Day, Ms. Julie Lee.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Calvin. And I hope for those who are first timers in attending this meeting, you have an idea of what this foreign sounding word mabuhay means to us and to the rest of the community. Lifelong learning, that is our theme for this meeting. I believe that when people stop learning, they stop their growth. And who wants to stagnate their growth? So if you want to continue growing in your endeavor, in the field that you are in, then you are a lifelong learner. And that is what we are going to experience today as we go through our meeting. For this afternoon's Mabuhay Toastmasters meeting. Our meeting is divided into 3 basic sessions. The first session is what we call the Toastmasters session. The Toastmasters session is the prepared speeches. After that, we will have the table topics session. So as opposed to the Toastmasters session, where these are like cooks who have their culinary experience and they prepared to make this dish as palatable as possible, then we can consider the table topic session is like a salad, where you throw in all the ingredients impromptu and put it in everybody's dishes and make sure it does taste good too. The last session, the last format or portion of our meeting for today is what we call the evaluation and other facilitators reports. So these will be their reports, which is as important as the first 2 sessions that we are going to prepare. So with that, let me call on the facilitators who will make sure that we are at check and we are doing what needs to be done. Let me first present to you our timer of the day to explain her role, Toastmaster Amy Tai.
Hi everyone, Mabuhay. Welcome everyone to join us today. I know everyone's time is very important and precious, so that's why I will take my role and help you to manage your time well to make sure that all the meeting can go smoothly. So as my role, I will help to remind all the speakers and especially the prepared speakers the time. I will show them my virtual background to remind the time. So for example, for Kelvin's workshop, when Kelvin has 10 minutes left, I will show the green background. And when Kelvin has 5 minutes left, I will show him the yellow background. So when time is up, 30 minutes up, I will show the red card to remind the time is up. For prepared speech speakers, because they will have 7 minutes, so when they have 1 minute, 2 minutes left, I will show the green one. And when they have 1 minute left, I will show the yellow one. So when time is up, I will show the red cards. So I hope all of you can make time. Another part is for the table topics. Because for table topic speakers, you will have 2 minutes. So try your best to speak more. So when you have 1 minute left, I will show you the green card, and when you have 30 seconds left, I will show you this yellow timer card, and when time is up, I will show you the red card. So I hope all of you can enjoy our meeting today, and I will try my best to help you record time and give you the report at the end of our meeting today. Enjoy your time. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amy. We now call on another role taker for today. She is our counter. Iris, would you like to introduce your role today?
Okay. Device problem, so I'm gonna use my computer. So I'm going to use the application. So thank you, Toastmaster, for this meeting, and fellow Toastmaster friends, Toastmasters, friends, and guests. My role as the counter is to count the numbers of unnecessary sound or repetitive words you use when you're speaking on the stage. For example, will be counted. These are filters that would affect your effectiveness in delivering your speech. At the end of the meeting, I will be back on the stage to present my report to you. So back to you.
Oh my goodness, Sheila, where did you find this girl? Iris, very well done. You know, I've seen people who have been with Toastmasters for so many years that they cannot even introduce their role as a counter. Very well done. Thank you very much, Iris, and looking forward to your report at the end of this meeting. Now, we now go on and proceed to our most awaited part, which is the continuation of our Mabuhay workshop series. Just to give you an overview, this is the third week that we are rendering this workshop. This is part 3 of 8. The first one was presented by yours truly. It was about pathways, and last time Sheila gave us an overview, and it was a very fruitful discussion about public speaking inside out. So she spoke to us about her career path, which was enhanced and aided by her knowledge and joining Toastmasters. So this third part, we are going to talk about career paths and Toastmasters communication skills. Without further ado, let me now call on our third of a series workshop speaker for today to talk about career paths and Toastmasters communication skills. Let us welcome on stage Toastmaster Calvin Tong.
Thank you. Thanks for your introduction. And actually, let me share my screen. I have a prepare a little bit of my PowerPoint. Just one second. Can you guys see these slides?
Yes.
All right. Well, is it presentation mode? All right. Hello, everyone. It's so excited to share this slides to you. So basically, workshop is just 18 to 22 minutes presentation that's to be delivered. And I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Calvin. I'm president of Mabuhay Toastmasters Club, for those who don't know me. And I've joined Toastmasters, Mabuhay for around 2 years, but I haven't really given a thorough introduction of myself. I believe not all of the members and executive committees have understanding of what I'm doing and my background. So basically, I am a real estate investment professional. I work in a real estate developer as well as some private equity funds before, and I'm also a guest speaker, a regular guest speaker back at my alma mater, HAUST, to share some career tips and some job hunting advice. So, as a matter of fact, I will be delivering another presentation in 2 weeks' time to HAUST. So I think it's a good idea to run over some of the points I'm going to cover later. So
first slide. HUST is my alma mater. It's a school in Clearwater Bay in Hong Kong. It's a really favorite spot that I like. It's my favorite university, as a matter of fact, in Hong Kong. But let me, before I start, let me ask you guys one question. Have you ever, thought of what you want to be in, like what industry, what kind of career path you want to be in when you just joined university? Not a lot of people, right? So basically, we don't have that kind of mentality. We don't know what our futures are when we first just joined. And a little bit less than 10 years ago, which is around 2011, I'm a freshman at HKUST in September, and I didn't have the idea of what I wanted to be in as well. But my classmates, they are all so well prepared. They have clear mentality and clear career path what they want to be in, and they are very aggressive. And a lot of them want to join the financial industry, like preferably bank or something like that. And I think most it's because of the traditional view influenced by their parents. Because back in like 20 or 30 years ago, it's first financial industry that's lucrative. That's the impression, right? And second, financial industry is prestigious. Working with bank, it's kind of with a suit. That's the kind of impression and the image that every parent wants their student to be, or a doctor or something whatnot. But as if you do a general degree like BBA degree or a science degree, a lot of my classmates back then they knew that they wanted to join the financial industry in a bank a lot, and they did internships and whatnot to work towards that goal. But how about me? I'm not a big fan of planning. If any of you believe in that thing, MBTI assessment, I'm a traditional ENTP, which likes to improvise, which dislikes planning, and kind of loathes the idea of planning because I think it's so different vision our future. There are so many uncertainties. There's for example, you may meet somebody in your life that inspires you a lot and give you another idea, and all the planning you did before would be kind of wasted, and you need to change your plan again and whatnot. So my idea is that we should listen to our heart and do what's good to ourselves. What does that mean? What does that mean by listen to our heart and not doing any planning? Does that mean you stay at home and play computer games and keep watching Netflix for like 2 weeks for 2 years straight and not meeting any people? No, that's not what I am trying to say. Because you knew that playing computer games for a considerably long time and not studying and going to Netflix and whatnot, that's not doing any good to yourself. You knew that. You knew that, right? So I had this faith that when I was a first year student, I think I should listen to my heart and just do whatever thing that I believe to be good to myself. So one interesting fact is that my first job officially was to work as a part-time sales at a sportswear company. That's not something, to be honest, a college student will even consider because the skill set is not transferable. Also, it's not prestigious enough for college students to consider, and the wage is so low. But back then, I just really wanted to join the career. I didn't want to study. I remember that job. I took when I was 18 years old, first year at HKUST. I told my parents, I'm done with studying. I spent like 18 years, 2 public exams, 2 really harsh public exams, and I didn't really want to do revisions was for my university studies anyway. I didn't quit though. I didn't quit university. But I said I really want to try what it looks like working. And it sounds pretty much a glorified reason, but the truth is that I really wanted to make a little bit more cash for my Disneyland and the ocean park trip with my girlfriend back then, because my parents gave me two pocket money. But then I knew that this part-time job is gonna be good to myself. And then I joined this sportswear retailer at retail shop in Times Square on Monday. Back then, there were a lot of tourists visiting there, and a lot of people, and there's a lot of people. In the first month, I joined the company. I was awarded top sales in Hong Kong because I was so enthusiastic. I've got pitching skill. I pitch people to buy this, buy that, blah blah blah, and I learned a lot. People didn't expect that when you join a part-time sales, that you join as a part-time sales at a sportswear company, as a college student that would have any skill set transferable back to your real career. But I learned a lot. So people didn't expect that this would do any help to my career. But I was able to land my first summer at a financial company just because of this job. That's a job at that's me, the guy in black, and I was able to land this job at Live as a customer call representative. So when people call the call center about anything about the MPF, I'm sure those live in Hong Kong know what it is. It's a vampire thing, suck 5% of your income every month. I'm the guy responsible for call and the inquiries. And I remember so clearly that the hiring manager hired me because she said she saw the enthusiasm and the pitching skills that I had. And customer service, that's very important. You need to have the soft skills and the presentation skills to deal with difficult situations. And because back then I was working at the sportswear company, I handled a lot of different people, and that skill set successfully helped me land a job at a Maywise, the call center. But again, the call center job is not certainly prestigious, or people would hardly resemble any relevance with that and a real banking job. But then I knew that again, this is something good to my career. It's a good brand name, add to my resume, right? So why don't I do that? So I did that, and after that, I spent one semester at France to the exchange program. Again, this is a good opportunity for me to explore the different culture, to meet with people, because I stayed in Hong Kong. I'm born and bred in Hong Kong, by the way, and I stayed in Hong Kong for like 20 years straight. I really wanted to explore different culture, and I learned a ton again in France, because I found that Eastern and Western culture are really different. The way and the things that we believe to be polite and right in China or in Hong Kong, that it could be very rude in France. For example, the gender equality issue. The female classmates that I have back then when I was in secondary school, maybe 70% of them, they went to a nursing program, with major nursing, because it pays well, and in the Chinese society, it's kind of good to see a girl to be a nurse, and I relate this kind of message to my French friends in France, and then I can feel the anger in the eye of those people who heard this, because it's quite humiliating to them, because they believe men and women are completely equal. So I learned a lot of cultural lot of differences in the French exchange program. And then after the France exchange program, I interned in another company as well. And that's somewhere my friends and classmates would envy. It's a real bank. I worked at HSBC Bank, but it's really because I had experience at a financial institution. Because first they thought that you know the stringent regulations and what it needs to be in a financial institution. That's first thing. And second thing, just as I mentioned, I had the global mentality mindset, and I know that people from different countries, they have a different faith and beliefs. So they thought I could mingle in well into the corporate setting, because in my team there are people from different countries like Indians, and Chinese and Australians and Canadians. So not a lot of local people. They have if I haven't been to the French exchange program, I wouldn't know that the gender equality is a big issue in the Western country, and I would say something offensive if I entered HSBC. So it's really about connecting these dots in backwards, which helped me land this internship at HSBC. What I'm trying to say is that first off, the retail shop at the Times Square is a kind of lowly, non-prestigious job that helped me land my life, and plus the French exchange program led me to this prestigious job. But I didn't like it. I didn't like working at a bank, anyways. This is kind of unexpected, and I believe that it can't really be planned. So that's what I'm trying to say in the first place. So I finally graduated. And my first job was working at a global accounting firm at PwC as their auditing associate, and it's a really great company. But it's because all of my internships and exchange program, these experiences, they really, the partners and the hiring managers, they really liked these experiences. It's because they seldom take on a non-accounting major. So that's my sharing on the career part, and I'm going to talk about why public speaking is relevant as well. But before I start, I want to use this quote about connecting dots from Steve Jobs, which I like a lot. He says, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. That means planning. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust the dots will somehow connect you in the future. You have to trust in something, your God, your destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down. It has made all the difference in my life. That's another way of a more sophisticated way of saying what I just said in the first slides. We need to believe hard and believe in. If we believe that it's something good to us, we should really try it, and don't do a lot of planning. But you may disagree with me. It's kind of controversial. This is just my personal experience sharing. All right, to public speaking. That's that guy introduced me back in 2012, like 9 years ago. So first off, as I said, I joined a Toastmasters in 2019, 2 years ago. But the public speaking journey started at 2012. Excuse me, I need to drink some water. My dry throat. That's me. The left-hand side, that's me at an opening ceremony of science school office back then at HNUST. And I'm really grateful that the school, the staff, they regularly invites me as a speaker or MC or host for some events that has trained a lot of my presentation skills. So basically, my public speaking journey started in 2012 because I was invited as I said, host. And why public speaking is important and how is it relevant to career planning? Because first off, I think public speaking can lead to these kind of practices, they can lead to effective communication. And communication is so important to the modern business world. And first off, I want to say that I'm a science student. And a lot of my classmates, they have the same problem. Is that they have a critical thinking. Okay, they think really clearly. They have really good ideas, but they don't know how to present it like business students. Because business students, they have the training in class. They know how to. They do that a lot of times, like 100 presentations throughout 3 years or 4 years of undergraduate studies. But science students, they lack this training. So although they have the good ideas in their head, they didn't have the opportunity to practice, and they don't know how to present it effectively. Public speaking can help us and train us to express our ideas clearly. The second thing, it always come to this confidence training. When you practice more, when you speak in front of more people, you will build your confidence. And because I was able to speak in front of when I was a host or MC, I was able to speak in front of some important people, our principal, and a lot of people, to 100 people, 20, 200 people. These kind of training made me a really, really good interviewer at our jobs, because that's the first impression, that's the chances, that 30-minute window, that's the communication channel between you and the hiring manager. You need to seize that opportunity to perform your best. And next is that why I think Toastmasters is relevant. What is this? What's the difference between the public speaking experience between a host or an MC? I've been a host and an MC events for a few years, but I think Toastmasters is more relevant. I mean, in terms of training, public speaking skills, career planning, and I mean, how it could be leveraged to career planning. I think Toastmasters is highly relevant because in a public speaking, or well, I mean, when I'm a host or MC, I have a script, right? Maybe 1,000 words that I need to recite or look at it when I'm delivering my speech, and that could help with the delivery and the intonation up and downs, how to give the spark, right? When to sound more noisy and when not. But when I'm given a particular topic, I couldn't elaborate it very well, because when I was a host, I just recite and read word for word on what's on the script. But there's this table topic session at Toastmasters, which helps you to improvise, to immediately think of something to talk about on a particular topic, and that is extremely useful when you encountered some unexpected questions during interviews or in a meeting, in a professional meeting, or something like that. And also, a host or MC that's kind of the lead or the host of the whole rundown of the event. But the prepared presentation, the 5 to 7 minutes prepared presentation session in Toastmasters, that's very helpful for us in a business setting, because I think in the professional world, people's attention would last at most maybe 10 minutes, and usually the presentation won't be too long, won't be like a 30-minute presentation unless there's a lot to talk about. And that's why I think the prepared presentation is a lot more relevant with the professional speaking, professional career thing. And confidence training. Yeah, of course, if you're going to be a public speaker, a host, or MC, you can boost your confidence. But when you messed up one time, maybe your career is done, because everything is recorded, and a lot of people witness your faults. But right here in Toastmasters, it's a safe haven. People are bound to make mistakes. I probably have made like 100 mistakes or 50 mistakes in the past like 10 or 20 minutes. right? But at the same time, and all of the guests here are friends, and they will give constructive feedback. We also have the evaluation section, which is bound to be giving some constructive feedback, and it is pretty structured. But the bottom line here is that it's okay and it's fine and it is expected to make mistakes in Toastmasters meeting. And the key is just to rectify it in another regular meeting, which will be in 2 weeks' time. So let me wrap this up quickly. I think first off, the takeaway of what I just said is that sometimes it's really difficult to put that ahead. So we should really listen to our heart and do what we think is really good for ourselves. And then as the thoughts in your life accumulate, I believe out of the faith that these thoughts will be connected themselves backwards. Second thing, of course, investment, and again, join more Toastmasters meeting, practice as much as possible is the perfect platform for us to practice our English skills in our professional world. As a matter of fact, I have a good news to announce. Some of the members might know that I'm applying for business school, and I've just admitted to Cornell University, and I'll be going to the United States in the coming fall for the MBA program study. And I think the leadership experience as well as the speaking experience in Toastmasters help a lot, because there's a lot of unexpected questions that you talk about in the interview with the schools, and these table topics and the training that Toastmasters meeting it gave me that's certainly helpful. All right, I think that's it for the sharing, and in case there's a Q&A session or anyone has any question from my experience and my public speaking journey, just feel free to hit me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Calvin. So before we close, we are now entertaining any questions. Anyone would like to ask? It's not you.
Yes. Calvin, could you please elaborate on how you got into from one internship or one organization to the other? Which was the most supporting factor? Your network or social media or yes, definitely. How did you communicate across that you are available for this work? Or how did you know about the opportunity?
Yeah, I think you need to get an internship in Hong Kong. There are a lot of openings throughout the internet and the career center, but what's sarcastic and ironic is that these internships, they often want you to have prior internship experience. So if you don't have the experience, how can you land a job? Right? It's kind of a chicken and egg problem. So they really didn't expect a lot from an intern, because it's an intern per se. They don't expect it to have much experience. But somehow the job market here is extremely competitive, and it requires prior experience to have to land a job offer. And of course, the interview skills is important. How you prepare an interview, but how to get an interview offer in the first place is that we need to show the interviewer or the company that we're actively engaged in the community, we're actively engaged in the market. We don't just sit home and play computer games. You need to show that you're a proactive person, and you can show them this fact by showcasing your previous experience. Julie?
Hi, Calvin. I just have a question. I think your internship is very impressive. So my question is, was that by design that you moved from different categories of companies, one after the other? You were in banking, you were in insurance, and then you were in nursing. Was that by design, or did the opportunity just knock on your door?
Um, no, that's a really good question. I should have covered this point in the presentation as well. It's really because I really wanted to try everything that I wanted to try. As I just mentioned in the beginning, we don't know what we want to be in. We don't know what we want to do when I just entered college. So I keep trying. The only way you can find out what you like, whether you like or dislike, is really by trying. So I tried banking, I tried insurance, I tried like a retail shop, and I found that I didn't like retail shopping like banking. So that's why I tried professional service firm PwC, and in my first job, and I didn't like I didn't like it either. But then I landed on the job in the real estate, which I really like this industry. But again, the opportunity cost of trying when you're a college student is very low because you're technically a full time student, so it's nothing to lose. That's why I always encourage people to take in more part time jobs on internships and see whether you like the industry when it's not too late when you're a student.
When it's time to decide. Thank you very much, Calvin. I've seen the. Oh, okay, Chi, let's make this quick.
Yeah, just a quick question. So, what's your plan now after the business school? What do you want now? So, after that.
Oh, that's a business school industry question. Yeah, so basically, yeah, they ask this a lot. What do you plan to do post MBA, right? Right. I would explore some opportunities in the United States and see how the job markets there go. But I am currently thinking real estate consulting. That's I have experience in the field, but the business school really fill big gaps between you could help me for a bit better rounded business acumen because I'm a science student. I didn't have the business school training, as I just said. When I was in college, I thought it's intelligent idea to attend to MBA school.
Thank you very much, Calvin. And I'm pretty sure the MBA program will tie this in together and you will see what you really want to become. And that is our wish for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have what I call my formula for a workshop speaker, and that is 3C plus C. And I am sure you will agree with me. So, what is my 3C plus C? Confidence, connection, clarity of communication. And Calvin has exhibited all of this. And my plus C, the plus is charisma. So well done, Calvin. Hats off to you. And the club, on behalf of the club, we'd like to wish you well in your next level of endeavor.
Thanks a lot, Julie.
Thank you. We now come to our next two prepared speeches. So we will call on our next speaker. Our next prepared speaker, will speak for 5 to 7 minutes. She is working on effective coaching. That is the path she's working on. And she is going to deliver her level 4 project from her electives, and that is building a social media presence. The purpose of the project is for the member to apply her understanding of social media to enhance a established or a new social media presence. And the member is going to share with us some aspects of her experience in establishing or enhancing an already present or established social media. So without further ado, let me now call on our next speaker, Manju Bishop. Are you existing? Are you existing? Manju Bishop. Unmute.
Thank you, Julie. Yes. Um, okay. Are you existing? The first day I started building my social media presence, my mentor asked me, are you existing? Of course, I'm existing. Look at me, I'm solid. You can touch me, feel me. Yes. But he said, no, are you existing in this world? If you are existing, you have to be on search. So go to Google and search Manju Vishwa. What do you get? I don't get anything. That means you are not existing to your potential job providers. Very curious. I was pretty active in Facebook as with my friends and community friends. I was not very serious about LinkedIn. What is there in LinkedIn? So LinkedIn was the other social media I knew which are used by professional job seekers or job providers or for sharing any professional connection communications. It's a networking platform, definitely. So let me share with you how my profile looked like before I've updated on my LinkedIn profile. This is what my profile looked like. So as a background check, before coming to Hong Kong, I had a pretty decent training business in Dubai, and all my clients were a part of the community in and around Dubai, so it didn't matter to me what is in that LinkedIn. But when I reached Hong Kong, definitely I updated my profile like this: project facilitator, educator, trainer, coach, so many things. And it sounded very impressive for me that I'm doing multiple roles. And somewhere in the middle, you could see corporate trainer and coach. So my mentor said, so I'm hoping that I put it across in LinkedIn and some job provider will see this and they will offer me something. My dear friends, the number one point is nobody is going to offer you anything. You need to offer what you do. What do you have? You are the one to offer. Now, I was confused. What am I? Again, with my mentor's support, I attended a training program. Now, one main purpose of this training program is to define what am I. I'm talking about redesigning after being 15 years in the industry, after going through several roles, software engineer, IT analyst, educator, entrepreneur, and now my mentor is asking me to go and redesign. It took me a while to digest the idea. And he asked me, so you have so many skill sets, what are you doing in Hong Kong? If not in Hong Kong, then where? And then COVID happened. And with the pandemic, everything was online. I got a clear picture of what he asked. If not in Hong Kong, then where? So I attended this so-called training program, and there I identified something. It's not in Hong Kong, it can be anywhere else. So I updated my LinkedIn profile. This is how it was. The new name, not in Hong Kong. I can be anywhere else in the world. Nobody is going to stop you. Go and spread your skill set around the world. So initially when I wrote only international trainer. Do you see two other profiles? Executive trainer, startup training specialist. Nothing was there. Okay, communication coach was there, which was always my passion, which I identified very strongly in my training program. Is my strongest passion is communication coach, NLP practitioner, yes, project manager. Those basic things were there. And I continued updating. Now, as a matter of fact, let me give you these tips for the LinkedIn profile. Have a background, a message of describing you. What are you? Then your profile photo, most importantly, have it in a clear background with you at the center. My initial profile photo, did you see how it was? Yeah, very beautiful photo. However, but Fender said this can be improved. You need to be more visible. And then you can add all of your experiences and everything. You can add everything about you, but most importantly, add everything. I had nice explanation, experiences, education, but I didn't mention any of my volunteer experience. I added volunteer experience. I had, and then come the most important part. Did you see this recommendation section? Have you taken recommendations from your connections? How many people do you meet at your Toastmasters meeting, in every other meeting, in your alumni meeting, or maybe just a seminar meeting? Have you taken recommendation from them on how you did? If not, just go ahead to your LinkedIn profile or your social media profile and request for a recommendation. It just takes a minute, but people will be wholeheartedly giving you that single piece which a potential client might look at it in a very impressive way and add all of those accomplishments. I was a bit shy, so none of them were there. I added, but what was now if you're looking for getting employed, now it doesn't matter how you put a website or anything, but if you are going to be an independent consultant or a coach or an independent accountant, you need to have a website where Google, the internet, can pick you and give all the information about you. Again, with my mentor's recommendation, I added this website. This website is a one-page website of me, and I created it myself from the GoDaddy website builder. I didn't pay any website designer for this. Let's check how it is. So this is how the website. It's just a one-page website. Anybody can create the GoDaddy, but you need it only if you are an independent trainer. Otherwise, if you are just a job seeker right out of college, what can you give here? Just okay. So with all these social media presence and with my regular interactions in social media, I have 3 clients. One is from USA, one is from India, and one is from Hong Kong. Now, when your skill sets meet the needs of a potential client, there creates an opportunity, and that might lead you to the next opportunity. Let me repeat again: when your skill set meet the needs of another potential client, there creates an opportunity. So create an opportunity for you, make yourself visible, and ask yourself, are you existing? Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Manju, for a very extensive discussion. And this is very relevant topic that you took up with us, and I can see everyone is paying attention. So thank you also, not just for your speech, but for the content of your speech being relevant to all of us career people. And I hope our guests are also benefiting from the contents of the speeches. We will have 1 minute of silence before for the members to be able to present their comments, and you can send it directly to my timer, please. 1 minute of silence.
Julie, time is up.
Thank you very much, Amy. Our third and last speaker for our Toastmasters session is working on her fast presentation mastery. She will be giving us the project on evaluation and feedback. Gee, I made this up because you didn't give me a project, so this is now your project. The purpose of evaluation and feedback is for the member to present the speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to her second speech. So this is the purpose of the project for today. I will now call on our third speaker, or second third speaker. Our third speaker, G. Biscocho, Hard Intelligence. Hard Intelligence, G. Biscocho.
Can I share my screen? I cannot. Only the host can share the screen. Why I cannot share my screen? Oh, hold on. I cannot share my screen.
You are the co-host now.
I made you the okay, great. Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. A minute. Can you see my screen now? Not good. Can you see my screen now? Not yet, not yet. Okay. Let me see.
Not sharing.
Okay. How about now? Yeah. Yes. And then can you see me? No. Can you see me too? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. I'll just give me. Okay. I need to see that. No, I cannot. Okay. Okay. Can you see me? Just to make sure that everyone see me.
We can see you.
Okay.
We can see you.
Okay, perfect. Okay. It's great to be alive. This is what I've been telling myself every single day. It's a lifelong learning through my hard intelligence that I have done over a year now. Good afternoon, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm pleased to share with you the new science discovery about hard intelligence and how you can apply it into your own lives, transforming it into a lifelong learning experience. Are you ready? Yes. So what I'm gonna offer today is how heart intelligence can help you in your well-being. What does it mean for you, and how you can apply it. I would like to extend my gratitude and my honor to Greg Braden, who is my inspiration of her or his great works of bridging the spirituality and science. It has been tremendously changing a lot of lives, and it will lead him to win 5 times New York Times bestselling author. And I can send or share with you the clips, the documentations of what he has done for these areas or topic. Beforehand, I just want to share with you the evidence based on how the modern society affects our daily lives. And this is just a proof that most of the people now are suffering a lot of critical illness. And in fact, you can see here, it's no longer based on the age. It's now more most of the people who suffer cancer are the from 30 to 50, which is already younger. So it's getting more and more changing now because of the stress environment that we are experiencing. So what's the latest discovery? In 1991, there's a new science discovery by Dr. Ammer, and in fact, this is also a good correlation with the name of Dr. Ammer because it means in French is heart. So he discovered a 40,000 small or specialized cells is also called little heart in our brain, which is a 5,000 stronger than our brain. It can produce electromagnetic energy, which is very essential to our vitality or how our health vitality. And I can share with you how that experience changed me in my own life. And I have also extended or attached here the link. You can check later. And there's a story. Really, this is a real story. And for privacy purposes, I would not give you the real exact name of the kid. So it's a young kid who is 8 years old, who had received a transplant of heart transplant with the same age or young kid, 8 years old, who died from a murder. And after the transplant, he or she experienced a lot of nightmares, a very bad nightmares where a man is running after him and killed him or killed her after. And that is an evidence that after she go to a forensic expert, they found out that the man who exactly in his or her dream had killed the donor of the original donor of the heart. So this is just an evidence that these little brains can learn, can remember, can think independently, and most of all can harmonize with our brain. So what does it mean for us? So when these heart and brain coherent, it will lead to self-healing. For example, fire and rewire our behavior. When we were in our womb or mother's womb, we experience or we are unconsciously absorbing all the environments that our mother had been through when we are in her womb. And that is build our character when we grew up. Most of the people will be autopilot and that the behavior that they got in the mirror in this unconscious space. And that is when we connect our heart and our brain that we have the power to read our behavior on to whom we want to become. Deep intuition, you can have more manifestation like what I have experienced. I had a lot of good opportunities because of the heart and brain coherence that it changed my life to the infinite possibilities. In terms of super learning, I had now a bit better reading comprehension. In fact, I can finish books in just 2 days before I can finish it in 1 month. So it's really, really a big improvement for me. And as you can see here, this is an evidence of the brain before, or it's a single neurons that we have before the coherence. And this is the evidence that HeartMath Institute research did to show that how our heart when they are coherent with the brain. So how to do it? I suppose to have an exercise that given the time, we can have at least a 30-minute or 30 seconds to experience that. Can everybody close their eyes? I want you to really experience it now. I don't know whether, let me see how I can see you guys. Can you close your eyes? This is how I do it, or how to do it. You have to close your eyes and touch your heart. But I'm saying this, so I haven't seen you guys. Yes, so that is how to do it, because when you close your eyes, you are shifting the experience from external to internal. And then when you touch your heart, where you touch your heart is where your awareness will go. So when you close your eyes and touch your heart, slow breathing, and feel the positive feeling, whether gratitude, appreciation, compassion, and care, anything. You can do it. You can even do it in a minimum of 3 minutes each time. And then you can have that connection with your heart, as what also called intention. Connect with your heart, connect with your soul, unleash your potential. And that is where you will experience the self-healing benefits that I have been experiencing now to have a beautiful life that you want to. And that's all, my fellow Toastmasters. I don't know. Yes. Okay. I don't see you guys. Oh my god, I have to learn this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chi. That was very relaxing.
Actually,
I never realized that our hearts have brains. 1 minute of silence for everyone to be able to send in their comments directly and feedback directly to Chi.
time is up.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer. May we also request our timer to give us the speaker timings at this point in time.
Okay, for Kelvin, it's 28 minutes, 10 seconds. Manju, 9 minutes, 22 seconds. Chi, 9 minutes, 10 seconds. Thank you.
All right. We will now go on to our third prepared speaker, but fourth speaker for the day. Our next speaker is delivering her entry as a practice session for the International Speech Contest. We now call on our next speaker, Sheila Cansino, the Queen. The Queen, Sheila Cansino.
Thank you, Julie. Manu, can you please allow me to record my speech? Sheila, is it okay if I record to the cloud and later it will be available? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. So I can give you the recording permission, make for host. Okay, that is also done. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Manju. Thank you, Julie. Yes, truly, I am the queen. When I moved to Singapore,
I said you should go. Previously, I saw the recording sign there, but it kind of vanished. You want to check out?
oh yeah, no, recording.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, truly, I am the queen. When I moved to Singapore 2 years ago, I had a huge apartment, high salary, and a lot of stress. Disregard stress. With all the materials I have, I was at the peak of my life. I was unstoppable. Like in chess, I am the queen. But like any other queens who have a lot of stress, I took a break, but unfortunately, COVID-19 hit. And so when my Singapore visa expired, I returned to Hong Kong with no job, no permanent address, only a lot of challenges. I was at the bottom of my life. I was stuck. My life stuck. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and friends, when do you think you need help? When you're at the peak of your life or when you're at the bottom? My mom is 73. She is old but techy. One day she sent me a Facebook message. She said, Sheila, are you going to stay in Hong Kong again? I said, no way. When the borders are open, I go back to Singapore and resume my life there. So with the low budget I have, in my first 5 months in Hong Kong, I stayed in 5 different tiny places. I would always whisper, when will this COVID-19 end? You have the same question. After months, my mother sent me a message again. Sheila, COVID-19 is getting worse. You have many expenses, no income. What is your plan? So instead of just sending applications to Singapore, I also sent hundreds of applications in Hong Kong, but only one responded. There's no hope in financial industry, so I started a business. My mom said, Sheila, who would pay for coaching to a newbie like you? And it's pandemic. Yeah, she's right. No corporate job, no coaching clients, no money, no honey. How COVID-19 crushed your life? Like everyone else in this pandemic, I hope that my life will get better too. But it's true that when it rains, it pours. One challenges after the other. It was September 5, 7:39 p.m. I got a message from my mom. Sheila, your sister Teresa is in the ICU. We need a huge amount of money. You know, if I had a job, if I didn't quit, I would easily transfer money. My heart was torn into pieces. I couldn't help my family. But luckily, my sister survived because my cousin loaned us money. And as a queen, I have to do my part. So I told my sister, don't worry about the loans. I'll pay for it. Just focus on recovering your health. But I thought she would be thankful, but this is what she said. Sheila, if you want to help me, ask for help first. Sheila, even a queen needs help. Humble yourself. Ask for help. I needed 1 minute of silence to understand what she meant. But she's right. Not asking for help is one reason I failed in Singapore. At the point I gave up Toastmasters, chess, coaching, and my rewarding job. I cried all night and I wish my mom was with me, but she's not. So I phoned her and she said, Sheila, Remember that in chess, queen is the most powerful, but it needs help from other pieces. So after that, I reached out to my friends, family, and Toastmasters community. There's one who immediately said no, he didn't even try anything. And there's one who only responded 2 months later when she needed my help. And there's one who is like the recruiters. Until now, he hasn't responded yet. But there are many who responded. Because I asked for help, I now have a permanent place. I'm a life coach, and I teach chess, the game, and the lesson. My fellow Toastmasters, what are your challenges? Are you too proud like me to ask for help? When you ask for help, you will be unstoppable. I still face challenges today, but I believe that one day I will reach the top again. And when that happens, I will always remember that whether we are at the bottom of our life or at the peak of our life, we need help. Like what my mom said, even a queen needs help. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheila. I've heard this speech many times before, but it never fails to touch my heart every time I listen to her. 1 minute of silence for the audience to give their feedback directly to Sheila. Timer, please.
Three thumbs up.
Thank you very much, Amy. Can I please have the time for Sheila's speech?
6 minutes, 7 seconds.
6 minutes 57, is that right? Wow, very professional. What do you expect from Sheila? Nothing less than that. Thank you very much, Amy. We're supposed to have a 5 minute break after this, but with the permission of everybody, we're going to dispense the toilet break because we're running out of time. So I'm going to proceed quickly with the introduction of our guests. And we have 3 guests for today. So to our guests, what we would like you to do is introduce yourself and in one sentence, let us know what is your impression of the meeting so far. I'm going to start with Elle. So Elle, I am assuming you're still a guest and you're not yet a member. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Or soon to be member?
I'm also considering myself as always a guest because I'm still thinking about if I would become a member or later. I'll do it later.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's go with the introduction. Name and 1 minute of what do you think of the meeting so far?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ellie. Actually, my name is Elena, but I love to hear my nickname Ellie because it's shorter and nicer to hear. So in this meeting, I this is very impressive for me because from Calvin to Sheila, it it gives me a lot of information and ideas on how to face generally in public. Like I grew up as a shy pa yun, as a shy person, but as time goes by, as I keep on joining in this kind of trainings, I little by little I changed, and um, it I feel like it my skills in speaking had been enhanced. And today I also learned about, like, uh, just like what Ted Calvin said. Um, he went through different jobs, and just like me, even now I'm still thinking what career would I have still in the future, even if I'm already in my 40s. And
Thank you, Ellie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Now go to our next guest. Let's keep this short and sweet. Iris.
Yeah, I turned to open my video. Can you hear me? Right, okay. So, hello everyone, I'm Iris, and responses for today's culture. As you know, I really appreciate for all the presentation for today. So, for example, like how we start our career path, how we do the internship, and how we do the social connection, and also how we survive after very high and low during our whole life. So I'm really looking forward for more presentation through the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Iris. And last but not the least, we call on our another guest, Karina. Karina.
Hi, this is Karina, and nice to meet you all. As Iris, I think it is very impressive for them that they speak very fluent and also confidence and give us for a very comprehensive speech, and we have learned a lot of that. And also, I am looking forward to hearing more about this speech, and also I hope one day I can deliver a speech like this in the future.
Of course, and let's not make the very far future. Let's make this in the very short future. Thank you very much, our guests. After this, we will now proceed to the second session of today. That is a very interesting table topic session. And to walk us through the table topic session, let me now introduce our table topics master, Manish.
Thank you, Julie. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. This, for the benefit of guests, is a session which practices impromptu speeches, thinking on our feet, and the art of improvisation, so to say. And very aptly, this has been covered by Julie earlier, saying that this is a task of salad. It is indeed one. You have various ideas going through, and with the topic of the speech coming suddenly, you need to think on your feet and come back. May I have the co-host rights, please, so I can share my screen? I am. Okay. So, first topic of the day. Before I say that, can we have some volunteers for the table topics? Maybe Amy, you would like to try?
Can anyone help me as a timer? Thank you. Okay, thank you. when that silence convey more meaning than words. I really like this topic because the first picture got my mind is I should keep silence for at least for like that 2 or 3 seconds to let you guys to think. Sometimes it doesn't mean that the more we talk, the better performance we'll have or the better result we will have in the end. Sometimes silence or pause is more powerful than the word. Take example. Exactly, your husband asks you something that you don't want to answer. What will you do? Probably you will just pretend that you didn't hear anything, right? So sometimes if we get a question or in some kind of scenario, we cannot answer that immediately, or we feel that our words will hurt the other person's feeling, we probably will just use it as a white line or just keep it like a silent mode of ourselves. If the more we talk, then probably the hard feeling for the listener will be. So in that case, it's better for us to think about it for a few seconds and then think how we can answer it better. In that case, it will help us to have a better result. Or for example, it will be a white line. We just tell them not the true things, but in that case, we can help them to accept the result and everybody will be happy. So overall, what I want to repeat here is that sometimes silence can convey more message than what we expect. And no matter it's red line or not, we need to think about it before we speak more and see how it can be a better message for our listener. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. That was really very well done. We have the second volunteer for the table topics. That should come to would you like to try?
I shall give it to the guest.
Guest, yeah, okay. One of the guests. Ellie or Iris? You have more time now. The next is, do you see to believe or believe to see? Any of the guests would want to try? What about Karina? I guess the guests will need some more time. Maybe our regular members can give it a try.
Yeah.
We have a guest, Vinay from, I think Vinay is from Dubai.
Okay.
Are you there, Vinay?
Oh yeah, you just I'm just showing there.
Do you like to try, Vinay? I think he is not receiving. You can continue, Manish.
Yeah.
I think I can do this.
Yeah. But give it a try.
Yeah, I can take a shot, but I would really want to leave the field of the topics for our guest.
Yeah, I was looking more time for our members before the guests would settle in comfortably for trying out. Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, thank you, Manish. So, whether I see to believe or believe to see, as I said just in my presentation workshop, I am the guy who doesn't do a lot of planning. So I am probably the guy who sees to believe, because, as I just said, when we have the experience, when we do what we believe to be good and listen to our heart, and then we have the experience. For example, when I joined the sportswear company, like I just said, I have this sales experience, and I believe that's good too to have Manulife, the insurance company experience as well, and I did that too, and that doesn't really construe planning, and I believed in nothing because I just think that we can't envision the future a lot, so we need to first see what our experiences have, what is experience, what are our skill sets, and what can be leveraged in the future. And then we leverage what we did, we leverage what we saw to believe in something to take our next steps. So that's pretty much my past experience to share. Thanks a lot, Manish.
Thank you, Calvin, for putting your insight into this topic. Are the guests now ready where they would be in a position to volunteer?
And to make it less challenging, we can first show them the topics to see whether they are comfortable.
Exactly. This should be a relatively fun. Every cloud has a silver lining.
Iris, you want to try that one? Every cloud has silver lining. Means there's hope. There's always hope.
There's always hope even after you go through a particular bad phase. Like,
or maybe Janice, you haven't spoken much.
Yeah, thanks.
It's just
Yeah, I will like to try. I will try it. Thank you. Actually, I believed like everything has a silver lining. Like for example, I used to be a workaholic, working around the clock. I don't really care about. I spend much time on my job rather than balanced, health. So, but when I got married 2 years ago, and I find out what was and one day I pass out in the office, and I find out I have some health issues. So I decided to quit my job and switch to a part-time job. At that time, I realized that although I loved working, my healthy is the most important. And after that, a good news really happened to my family. I got pregnant, and now actually I am in 6 months pregnant. So I think everything we have to. How can I say? Give yourself a chance to let something go, and something will come good in your life. So I really believe that this is my story. Thank you so much.
thank you, Janice, for sharing your life story and bringing this topic alive. That would be the next volunteer for the topic. The guests are encouraged more to do this. This is very much open for the guests. And the next one is one shouldn't miss the forest for the trees.
Please raise your hand.
So I know this is the last one I need to get. One shouldn't miss the forest for the trees. The year was 2013. I was seated in the big conference table. I was seated on a chair in a big conference table, and across me was the CEO CEO of the company. Only took him less than 5 minutes to hand me an envelope and say to me, Julie, this is not about you, but we need to do this. We have to terminate and make your decision redundant. And that was all. For the first time in my life, I was speechless. I walked out of the room and I felt useless, helpless, and absolutely, I thought that person who spoke to me was heartless. After that, as I walked out of my office, carrying in one box my personal belongings that I had in my office for 7 years, I thought I was useless. But 7 years after, here I am in Hong Kong, successful, enjoying life, and enjoying my career. Ladies and gentlemen, my challenge to you is when life gives you lemons, make a lemonade out of it, enjoy life, accept opportunities, and make sure not to concentrate on those failures and those challenges, because the reason it was given to you is because you can carry it. Our challenge with everything that is happening to us now is concentrate on the bigger things that we can do of ourselves. It's a lifelong learning. Don't concentrate on the trees. Look at the forest. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Julie. Indeed, as usual, as ever, very encouraging and sending out a message clearly. Do we have time for another one?
I don't think so. It's already 3:37.
Okay, that brings an end to the table topics, the exercise. I hope all of you liked it. Thank you very much. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topics Master. The next portion of our meeting is now the evaluation session. The evaluation session is a very important part of Toastmasters because this is how we learn and how we get feedback for our performance or our speeches and the way we deliver our projects. So without further ado, I would like to call on the evaluator of our first speaker. Our first speaker was Matthew, and the evaluator is Sheila Calcino.
Thank you, Julie. Are you existing? If you are existing, let's give a round of applause to our dear Manju. Very hard-working Vice President of Education. So even if she has lots of things going on outside, she always give time for those masters. So thank you for that, Manju. For her speech today, I can say that she's generous, generous in sharing her knowledge on how we can increase our presence on social media, not only on Facebook but also on LinkedIn. So thank you for that. And then we can all see the results. So she gave us, this is what we need to do, blah 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 blah, and then in the end the result, she has 3 clients. Like, how can you do that in a short period of time? Well done. Okay, so now how can we make Manju's speech from good to better? So first is in the beginning, what I would do, Manju, when you say, "Are you existing?" Ask the audience, or get your phone and then Google your name. So like at least you will have an experience if I'm existing or not, and then you'll say, "When I did it, no, I wasn't," and then tell the story, right? And then you also give us the comparison of before and now. You showed us the first page of the PowerPoint. So if you were to do this speech again for another event, have highlights, because there are two paragraphs, and it's hard for me to like really. So if you want the audience to focus on something, highlight it. Could be red, or there's a background. What is the generous? And then another like offer you. Yes, I also love the message. The message is not about what the world will offer you, but what are you offering to the world. And how much you repeated those lines, skill sets, meet the needs of the other parties, then it will create opportunities. And then opportunities, how visible are you for those opportunities? Recommendation, yeah. And then also when she was browsing her LinkedIn page, like one by one, oh, she's showing us the word, the background, the picture, and then in my mind, I was like, oh, that's good. So what you can also consider, man, you're going forward, like, oh, when you ask that recommendation, give us clear CTA, call to action, like, oh, what first, after hearing my speech, what will be your first action? Right? But like overall, it's like a generous speech. Now I can feel that you want to share. You want us to be like you have 3 clients in a short period of time by being visible. By being visible. So thank you, man. You're looking forward to your other sharing and your speech 2 weeks later. Thank you. Back to you, Julie.
Thank you very much, Sheila. And our second evaluator to evaluate the speech of Chief Art Intelligence. Let's all welcome Manju Biswa.
Thank you, Julie. My speaker, Marichi Biscocho. Congratulations, Marichi. I'm quite impressed by the kind of research you have done. Your speech is about heart intelligence. By hearing the title itself, I was curious, what is it about? I've heard about intelligent quotients, and there is information intelligence, emotional intelligence, now a new word, heart intelligence. And you had an elaborate PowerPoint which shows your clear learning and research on this topic. And the messages were very clear, and one by one, how you traversed the slide clearly conveyed the information. And there was an exercise at the end for people to touch and feel, to raise their real learning senses. I'm really impressed by your information and your preparation for this speech. The recommendations I would give are, before you start speaking, there was an introduction. So during the introduction, you didn't need the PowerPoint. We would have preferred to see your face, the presenter who is giving that valuable information. So keep the introduction and then open up your slide. And at the end, when you present your conclusion and when they are almost ready participating in your exercise, take 30 seconds to provide and enhance your emphasize on your conclusion. What are you feeling? There could have been some call for action. What can we do with this information? So that is a recommendation you could have got. I have for you. And overall, it was a well scripted speech. Looking forward to more such presentations from you, Marichi. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Manju. Thank you. Our third evaluator to evaluate Sheila's the Queen. Let us all welcome Calvin Wong.
Thanks a lot, Julie. Yeah, Sheila, congratulations. I think that's an extremely well structured speech, and the topic is, the theme is really inspiring. You mentioned a little bit about the Queen. The Queen, it needs help
chessboard, and even in Queen and every life, everyone needs help. That's the thing. Then that's inspiring. And it links back to your profession, which is chess coach, which is that's a really good job. The second good thing I like about it is that the way that you deliver these sad stories is really solving. I mean, it's very moving when you mention about, you go to 5 places, 5 places, a couple of years in Hong Kong. I really feel, I genuinely feel sad for Shilpa. So that's, she was very successful at delivering that job. And the pause too, I mean, you control the pace very well in that portion. And also the topic, the COVID thing, it's very recent. So it resembles people, the audience attention a lot better than mine. Like 10 years ago, I went to blah blah blah. People probably wasn't interested in COVID. It thinks it hits everyone. And what I could, what I think that could be done better is that first off, you did a contrast between the Queen and the sad story. How you drop from a Queen to say a pawn. Right? I mean, you had a bad experience in Hong Kong. I think you can place a little bit more weight on the Queen story. You mentioned about Singapore. You're rich and you got a high paid job, but that's like a 2-second or 3-second thing. Maybe you can increase it to 10 seconds or 15 seconds to create an impression for the audience to hate you. Say this guy is kind of bragging. I don't like that. So they will be interested in seeing how you fail later. and so I think the contrast would be more better. And also we could quote something. Say, so do you know anything about chess? Which chess piece is the best in chessboard? You know what, Queen, you got it. I was the Queen in Singapore. I wear Versace. I walked out and get an extra large add-on when I'm having McDonald's. Something like that. Something joking like that. Be like bragging and have the stark contrast back to the failure in Hong Kong COVID situation. And in the middle we can add. So imagine Queen chessboard without our pieces, without pawns, without the rooks. What will it happen? So although Queen is the best chess piece on the board, but without all the help, it's bound to fail. So we can add something like this. People, the audience could resemble these topics and the themes better. That's just my 2 cents. You can take a reference. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Manju. And before we call on our Calvin. And before we call on our table topics evaluator, can we please have our timer report on the table topics speakers time?
Okay, hi everyone. I think we managed the time very well today. For the table topic section, our table topic speaker, Kelvin used 1 minute to 20 seconds. I used 1 minute 50 seconds. Gina's 1 minute 42 seconds. Julie 2 minutes 7 seconds. And for the evaluation part, Sheila used 3 minutes 25 seconds. Manju used 2 minutes. Kelvin used 3 minutes 4 seconds. So well done, everyone. I really enjoyed the meeting today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Amy. And so we call on now for our table topics evaluation, Toastmaster Sheila Pansino.
Thank you, Julie. Congratulations, Table Topic Master Manish and all the Table Topic speakers. I enjoyed your session, so particularly Manish when he gave us the background of Table Topics, his improvisation, gave us the benefits. So he's respecting that there are guests who might be first time seeing this. So well done, Manish. And then also I liked it when he repeated the question. So for the second, when we were looking for the second table topic speaker, he repeated the question. So it's silence, but he repeated the question. So the technique that you can use, Manish, going forward, you'll say in the beginning, well, I have prepared a few questions. The first one is easy. So then they will raise. So after the easy question, it will be, so then they will raise their hand because otherwise you will be called for the hard question. I used that technique and it worked. So you use that. So another, Manish is so sensitive. So he knows that Amy is our timer. She didn't give any speech, so he called Amy first, which is very good. And what I like about Amy's speech is she demonstrated the silence, like 2 to 3 seconds. They're like, oh, so powerful done, right? She demonstrated that, and because she's now the area director, very confident on stage. I can feel the confidence. Also gave us a story. What can we improve? What she can improve going forward instead of using a mobile phone, use a laptop. Because then the portrait will change the landscape. Oh, well done. Or second speaker, no one wanted to speak because I am the president. I need to control all this. So that's why our president immediately, okay, I'll do it, but and then he said, for the next topics, let's give it to us. Well done. Yeah, confident, the leadership. And then also, he's smart. So that's what usually happens in the contest. With the speech that we give it table topics, similar to the international speech, because he just gave a picture of speech. So he referenced that. Calvin, what you can improve going forward. What's for the audience? So now you share the story. What will be the gift to your audience? So how about you? What are you solving? What are we getting from your speech? Okay. Third speaker. Oh, Janice is still here. Wow, Janice. Immediately when she said workaholic, like we're Hong Kong people.
Yeah, just like all Hong Kong people.
And even us, like even not just for Hong Kong people now. I'm not a Hong Kong person, but when you're in Hong Kong, like workaholic, normal, right? I can immediately relate to that, and how she told us the story. Immediately personal story. We cannot tell that Janice is a new member, but how she delivered the table topic speech with a personal story. And again, the message still in the end, let go of something, then you will get bigger things. So not just she didn't just tell a story, but there is something for the audience. Now, well done, Janus. I can't wait to hear your second speech.
Thank you. I will do it.
And then our last speaker, she's preparing for the contest on 2 weeks later. That's why I will give this speech. What I liked about Julie's speech immediately, this is the technique in table topics, because we're also giving stories, personal story immediately. And how she built up the suspense. Oh, what's going on? The CEO. So I thought she would talk to the CEO, ask for promotion, but it's the other way around. You're redundant. And how she used the rhetorical device, the heartless, hopeless, less, right? Challenge in that part, speechless. How Amy did it, speechless. Yeah, boss. And then, so I was looking for something. So when Julie, when you were mentioning about the lemonade, so like, oh, I was concerned. Oh no, maybe how can the topic, the forest, the tree, oh, it's not shared. Maybe she forgot that there's a topic, but then she will not win if it is a contest. So I had it in my mind because the storytelling check, the delivery check. So it's the only one missing, which is connecting to the topic, but she didn't fail us because she was able to realize it. And that's a powerful technique. Tell a story, say something, and then call back to topic again. Then well done. A challenge for you because you're taking part in the contest. Have you related it really to the topic? Yeah, not strong, right? Not strong because you gave us a failure lemonade. Forestry is like all about still enjoying something. Is it like still you enjoy something? I don't know the meaning of that. So it's like doing something, but then you're not forgetting that there are trees.
Don't get caught up in the negative and look at something positive out of it. That's forest and trees.
Okay, then you were able to relate it then. Then you're able to relate it. So I was referring to another quote by Robin Sharma. So then if that's the meaning of that, then you're fine. Manish, they're saying something.
Yeah, this is the forest is was basically that you're looking at the bigger picture and not the trees are the smaller picture. So you're looking at the overall picture and not the trees per se.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of the looking for the forest instead of the trees.
Okay, yeah. See,
so if you're working hard, okay, as you may gain some promotion, but in the long run, you lost out on health, for example. The bigger picture, the bigger scheme of things, that does not help you. That is what it means. That's my bit on this.
Okay, it makes sense. Yeah, so that's it's related to something. So overall, it's well. So you enjoyed table topic session. Next time again. Thank you so much, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster Julie.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sheila. And before I proceed into polling our other reports, can I please encourage our PPE manager to start rolling in the polls so we can do it simultaneously. There you go. We have the polls now on your screen, everybody. So please submit that. As we are going along with the polls, can I now call our counter to give her... yes? Sorry. Okay. Can I please now call on our counter to give us her report? Iris.
Yes. Thank you, Harry, Toastmaster, for today. Hello, Toastmasters, friends, and guests. Here's my counter report. So first, I will go through the order by today. So first is Calvin, and the total is 50, and it includes the first opening and the first presentation and last the table topic. So the three frequently mentioned word is and you can be aware of that. And for Manju, it's 6. And most of them are and for Miss Biscocho, she did a great job. She did not have any redundant word. And Sheila is mostly because when you're doing evaluation, you will frequently tell so for 3 times. And the table topics part, first is Mr. Die and is 3 times of up. And I think the agendas have 6 times of up. And for our Mr. Julie, they don't have any redundant words. So this is from our report, and back to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Iris. Not only did you introduce yourself very, very well at the start of this meeting, but you also gave us a very comprehensive report. Claps for you again. And because we don't have a general evaluator for today, Madam Timer, are there any more times that you need to report that haven't been reported yet?
Actually, I just sent all the time report in the chat box so everybody can check the details.
That saves us time. Yes, thank you very much. So with that, we are now, Madam VP, are we now ready to announce the winners for our poll results?
Yes, I'll pass it on to the president.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, it has been my pleasure to once again be the Toastmaster of the day. That concludes my role for you, and I now pass you back on to our President Toastmaster, Calvin Tong.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Julie. So let me first announce the guest speaker. That's Sheila. Congratulations, Sheila. That's a really inspiring speech. I love the speech as well. So just said in my evaluation. And the best table topic speaker. Okay, it's kind of getting boring. Julie, it's every time that Julie who's winning the table topic speaker. But congrats again and good luck to your contest. And
I need the good luck.
thanks. All right. So I'm humbled to be the best evaluator this time. Thanks a lot for the votes. All right. Again, just to ask what Sheila said in chat box. I think it's a really productive meeting. You know, I really feel like I read a few good books in these 2 hours. And thanks a lot for the contribution. Thanks a lot for the speech, participants, and also the guests. It's been 2 hours. It's long, and I hope you enjoyed the meeting. And I hope I see all of you in 2 weeks. Before we adjourn the meeting, let's take a group photo. Gathering view. So if you can turn on the camera, please do so. So I can take a photo. I'll wait for another 30 seconds before I take it. That is Iris. Do you want to turn on the camera to have the group photo? And Kathy to Karina. Karina is still on the street, or are you back home already?
Yes.
I'm just back home.
Okay. Do you want to turn on the camera?
Kathy from HKU. A bit late, but thank you, Kathy.
Yes, thank you,
Right.
Kathy. I saw your name
Hi,
also.
Karina. Hey, Kathy, you here? If not, I guess we'll be taking it without Kathy. All right. Let's count 3, 2, 1. Cheese. All right, I got it. Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye.
And Karina, I hope you enjoyed the
Thank you so much. Yeah, I enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Finally, tapos na. Mga shout out sa 1 million person in my house. Finally, natapos na. Alas 4 na. Maraming salamat sa mga nanood at bumisita sa aking live stream na ite. Sorry naman at isinabay ko sa aking klase. So tomorrow will be my off, and I will be spending also tomorrow on a speaking appointments. So I hope I wouldn't be, how do you call this? Hopefully I wouldn't be saying lots of and yeah, and you know, because those words are irrelevant. So wish me luck, guys. Thank you very much. Ayan, buhay pa ba ang iba? Wait lang ha. Ah, 3 minutes na lang guys para matapos ko yung 2.5 hours. So, sino pa yung nandyan? Salamat, Karen. Salamat, it's me, Joey. Boy Palaboy. Mega love shout out sa'yo. Hello, hello sa'yo. Ako yung patapos na. Nagising lang. Sorry naman, nagising kita. So ano, kumusta na? Kumusta ang life? Kumusta ang life sa barko? Kayo'y kasalukuyang nasa laot? Oh no. Okay. Take your time and take more rest. Patapos na rin naman ako eh. Salamat sa patamsak. Giatay. Giatay po jud. Oy, ayo. Tangka na lang ng giatay. Good. Kanang gwapa lang kaayo. Ayaw na apili og giatay. Makahinom lamang yun. Espiritu ng kagwapahan, saniban mo ako. Espiritu ng kagwapahan, sumanib ka sa akin. Klaro pala akong Bisaya. Hindi ako marunong magbisaya eh. Well, we have to practice in speaking in Tagalog because it's more important and it's important to other people who do not know or who don't understand in Visayan language. So we have to practice even if we are having the hardship and difficulties in speaking the language. So, magtatagalog tayo eh. Bitaw no? Every now and then I fall apart and I need you more tonight. Don't English me. You are having a panic attack? Don't me. I'm just practicing because tomorrow I will be a co-presenter in a workshop. So it's really good to practice in here. And I am so thankful for YouTube live stream because this is my training ground in speaking to invisible people. So do not me. Please do not avoid me to speak the language because more practice, more improvement. Am I right? Mauto ako ang kuan sunod nga premiere on Friday. So watch out, guys. And next is no bra challenge na ako. Nakakay mananaw no. Luudon jud ang manan-aw. Ako'y magtatapos na rin. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng bumisita ng aking live stream na ito. Bye everyone.